Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name's Kayla and I am currently pregnant with baby number 2. Technically baby number 3 because my first one was a miscarriage, but anyways. This is going to be a pregnancy update video, if you haven't already guessed by the title and the thumbnail. In my last pregnancy, my last pregnancy update, which actually was my first pregnancy update, I covered the first trimester up to 13 weeks, I believe. I'm currently 18 weeks pregnant today, 18 weeks in 1 day. I turned 18 weeks yesterday, and I am pretty behind on filming these update videos. And now I'm going to be covering weeks 14 through now, so 14 to 18. So I'm going to be covering pretty much the last month and what all has changed and what all I've experienced so far. So there's one little thing that I did go through during my 13th week, which I know I covered my 13th week in the last video, but this may have happened more towards the end of my 13th week, so I may not have talked about it in my last video. But that is that I finally felt the baby move, or kick, or hit, or flutter, or whatever term you want to use. I was laying down at night waiting to fall asleep, and it basically felt like a little flick. Like somebody had flicked me from the inside. I don't know, that's the best way for me to explain it. So I did feel that, and then also a couple days later, I was leaning up against the kitchen counter while I was washing dishes, and I also felt like a little flick again. So I do believe that it's safe to say that I felt this baby's first movements at 13 weeks, which I think is early because with Jaden, I don't think I felt him kick or hit until 14 or 15 weeks. So on March 26th, I started my 14th week, and going into that week, I actually started getting headaches, which is something that my pregnancy app had told me to expect. I forget the exact reasons why I said that headaches occur more frequently, but for whatever reason, that was spot on. I did get a few really bad headaches, and thankfully by now those are all gone. And besides the headaches, I would say that peeing frequently is what hit me a lot more. I've been getting up through the nights now, at least once at night, sometimes 1 to 3 times, and so that's kind of been a nuisance, but you know, I'm grateful to be pregnant, so I will take the frequent urination. So during the 14th week, I decided that I for sure want to watch what I eat, and I want to try to exercise as much as I can because I just don't want to gain a ton. I know that I didn't gain more than I was supposed to with Jaden. I believe that I gained 30 or 35 pounds when I was pregnant with Jaden, which isn't the max. I think that they say typically with a pregnancy you gain anywhere from 30 to 45 pounds or something like that. So I didn't gain, I don't know, I didn't feel like I gained a whole lot yet. It did feel like I gained a lot, if that makes sense. And I guess being that I'm only 5'3", when you put on 30 to 35 pounds, you're just gonna look like a beached whale. I just don't want that to happen this pregnancy, so I'm gonna try everything I possibly can without going overboard to try not to gain as much weight. So what I've been doing lately is I've been trying to make sure that I drink a lot of water. I drink at least 72 ounces of water a day. I've lowered my sugar intake. I don't snack. The only time I really allow myself to have snacks and junk food per se is on the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday. But other than that, I try not to snack during the week, and if I do, it's a fruit or something. I've been trying to eat more meats and vegetables and try to keep the starches low. So in the food department, I'm doing all I can. I did also decide that I wanted to start exercising. We're still having pretty chilly weather, so I was only really doing exercises inside. I saw this idea on Instagram from a friend of mine, someone I follow, and this person had challenged others on Instagram to do 10 squats every time they went to the bathroom. And then also the thing was they were challenging them to drink a lot of water so that it would force them to use the bathroom more, so that you would do more squats. So I was like, hey, that's an idea. Let's make up this little game, the squats game, where I'll do 15 squats after every time I use the bathroom. So, and being pregnant, peeing frequently, well, I get in quite a few squats. I think I get in like at least 90 squats a day. And I might pick up some more exercises and stuff, but hopefully with that and watching what I eat, I can keep the weight gain I just want to keep the weight down. On April 2nd, I started my 15th week of pregnancy, and that very day that I turned 15 weeks, I weighed myself and I weighed 141 pounds. My pre-pregnancy weight is 135, so that means by 15 weeks I had already gained 6 pounds. Which I don't feel like is a whole lot, especially because during my first trimester I didn't have to deal with morning sickness, which means my appetite wasn't affected too much, well, besides food aversions. So I didn't lose weight, which a lot of people do when they deal with morning sickness. So I think that's why I tend to gain more in my pregnancies, especially in the beginning, just because I have more of the cravings in the beginning and I don't have the morning sickness or the vomiting. So I know everybody's body is different, and I'm learning to accept the fact that if I gain another 30 to 35 pounds with this pregnancy like I did with Jaden, then it's okay, as long as I'm healthy and doing my best to eat and exercise, and as long as baby's good, that's all that matters. During the 15th week, I didn't have a whole lot change. Actually, I don't think anything really changed. I did start having the weird dreams at night, but other than that, I think that was basically it. On April 9th, I started my 16th week of pregnancy, and during this week too, I really don't have any new symptoms. I did notice though that I got a pea-sized lump in my left armpit. It was like sore, and so I was a little concerned about that. I did some Googling, which I know some people say is the worst thing you could possibly do, and a lot of people said that your milk ducts actually run from your breast all the way up into your armpit, and sometimes even though you're not nursing, that can be the beginning of a clogged milk duct. And then somebody else also said that sometimes their armpit gets irritated with certain deodorants, like if they shower per se and shave and then put on deodorant right away, it gets into the pores or whatever and it just irritates them. So I did a little experiment of my own and decided that after I would shower, I would wait a little while before applying deodorant and see if that makes the lump go away. I did vaguely remember having this lump or a small lump in one of my armpits when I was pregnant with Jaden, but I don't remember that ever being a real concern, and it did shrink and go away after a little while, so that's why I wasn't really alarmed when I got one in my left armpit. But I did make it a note, and I was going to talk to my midwife at my next appointment. April 11th, I had my next appointment with my midwife, and it was pretty basic appointment. They just took my vitals and weighed me. I was 148 pounds at that appointment. At this appointment, the midwife that I had was actually focusing on my nutrition. They sent me back with a paper from my last appointment that I had to fill out, and it was basically filling out 3 days in a row of exactly everything I eat and everything I drink, all the snacking, everything, like down to a T. And that was basically so that at this appointment she could go over it with me and figure out if I'm getting the right nutrients and what I need more of, what I need less of, and all of that jazz. So I brought that paper in for her and we sat down and basically went over it. It was kind of funny because after she went over it and kind of did tally marks for everything I'm eating to make sure I'm getting enough protein, calcium, all that kind of stuff, she told me, she was like, well, normally at these appointments I look over these sheets with the nutrition and stuff, and I tell a person what they need to eat more of or what they need to eat less of. And she's like, but you? She's like, I got nothing for you. She says, you eat perfectly. She says, I don't have any advice. So that's good to know. But then after that I was like, well, I mean, based off of this and what I eat, I told her, I was like, I have no idea how I'm gaining weight so fast. Like I don't know how I gain weight fast, but I'm wondering if it's something that kind of just runs in the family, and this is just how my body deals with pregnancy, because I do believe that my mom said her pregnancies were the same, where she gained the majority of her weight in the beginning, and then towards the end she didn't really gain that much. So I just think that that's how my body handles it. After she went over that, I did tell her about my concern with the lump in my armpit, which she tried to feel for, but ironically the lump was shrinking and it was pretty much gone by the time she was trying to feel for it, so she couldn't even really find it. So I told her what I thought it would be, and she kind of said she didn't know for sure if that's what it was, but that if it comes back or if like it doesn't go away or it grows and starts to continue to still bother me, then they would probably have me come back in and do some testing. So, but like I said, it started to shrink, so I guess it really wasn't a concern, and it probably was a clogged milk duct. Funny thing is, the next day though, I got one in my right armpit. During that whole 16th week, I did have one of those pea-sized lumps in my right armpit, and I mean, it went away, so I'm not concerned. After I had talked with her about the lumps in my armpits, which sounds so weird, she had me sit on there on the seat that's usually in their office. I don't know what you would call that. I was gonna say that she had me lay down on the table, but that just sounds a little weird. Anyways, I sat on the chair, kind of reclined back, and she got the Doppler out to go ahead and try to listen for the baby. She placed the Doppler right on my stomach, and then, like, she had it off, and so she placed it just on my stomach, just randomly in a spot, and then turned it on, and right away she picked up the heartbeat nice and strong. This time at this appointment, the baby's heartbeat was 150 beats per minute, and was the cutest sound I have ever heard. Okay, maybe one of the cutest sounds, because, you know, I had Jaden's heartbeat. A baby's heartbeat is like the cutest thing ever. On April 16th, I started my 17th week of pregnancy, and until that point, I could say that I have felt the baby move. I think between 15 weeks and 17 weeks, I officially started feeling the baby move or like kick and hit almost every day. At least once every day, sometimes more than once a day, which I love. I love feeling the baby kick and move. I don't care if the baby kicks the crap out of me. For some reason, I love feeling it. I don't know, it makes me feel more connected, makes it feel more real. I love the baby's movements, so that's been a huge highlight, and I'm so glad I'm finally at the point where I can feel the movements and be reminded that there's a little life inside my tummy. I've had a few more symptoms during the 17th week. I had weird dreams, like very vivid dreams. Some of them gross, really gruesome, like weird stuff. I had constipation for one day. That was lovely. I was like, oh no, I really hope I haven't reached that point in pregnancy where I'm constipated all the time, but thankfully it was just that one day that I just had a problem going to the bathroom, and after that I've been totally fine since, so thank God for that. I've had an increased appetite. I want to eat everything all the time. Number 4, I have wanted sweets. I want candy, I want sugar, I just want it now. And it's interesting because during this whole pregnancy, or at least during the beginning, I never really cared for sweets. I always just wanted salty and savory foods, and now I'm hitting a spot where, or hitting a point in the pregnancy where I want sweets more than I want something salty. So it's interesting to see that shift. Number 5, I forget things so easily. I can literally walk into a room and not know what I went in there for. It's getting pretty bad. I officially jumped into exercising more. It finally warmed up outside enough to where I started walking every day. My goal is to do at least 1 mile a day, and then I'm gonna keep up with doing my 15 squats every time I use the bathroom, so that at least gets me 90 squats a day. I think I might try to find some arm exercises or something eventually, but anyways, I'm just trying to stay active a little bit, and so far it's going well. I also have been thoroughly enjoying the walks outside, and Jaden does too. Right, Bubby? Come say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, guys. Do you enjoy when Mommy and you go for walks? You like going for walks with Mommy? Yeah. That pretty much sums up this update video for my 14th week up into my 17th week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. I have a few exciting videos coming up, including the gender prediction video that I'm going to be filming soon. And then after that, well, I believe that's going to be a gender reveal, so keep your eyes open for that. Oh my gosh, excuse you. Say hi, guys. Do you want a brother or a sister?
A kitty cat.
Kitty cat? I can't do a kitty cat. I don't know where he gets that from. I asked him for the first time like 2 weeks ago if he wants a brother or a sister, and he just keeps telling me a kitty cat. I can't give birth to a kitty cat. So give this video a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Say Say subscribe
Guys.
and comment.
Okay.
Say bye guys.
Bye guys.
Bye guys. So I actually almost forgot that I was going to show you guys my bump, but I just wanted to slip in here and say that this little bump, or not so little bump, is my bump at 18 weeks and 1 day.